Hello, I'm Kyle.
I am Hannah.
And this is our podcast. Did we name it?
No.
Did you want to use the name we thought of?
Sure.
Between the Norbys, because the microphone's between us.
Ba-da-ba.
Yeah, so we're also accompanied by Charlie. Right here, he's sleeping. So, Hannah was very nice and got me 2 really nice Yeti microphones, but right now I'm only able to use one for both of us because technical stuff, but we're recording this and we thought it'd be fun. I've always wanted to do a podcast thing, and then Hannah's always wanted to do one with me, specifically only with me. Correct?
Yes.
You're a liar. So, what do you want to talk about first? Should we go to questions first?
Yes.
Do we have a goal with this?
No, we do not have a goal with this. We kind of took some questions from Facebook and Instagram, from family and friends. We got some good questions, some really funny ones, and then I think some good, background about us for those of you who don't know us, but majority of you guys know us, so.
Oh, I had a good question for you that I just thought of. What's your favorite podcast?
I like Tom Segura.
Your Mom's House podcast?
Yes.
It's a good one.
With his wife. They're pretty funny. But, yeah.
Do you know my favorite? Because I listen to a few, but do you know my favorite?
Sleepy Cabin.
That's correct. Sleepy Cabin's always good. And Super Mega Cast is good.
Yes, those are both really good ones, actually.
Yes. We have a few topics, or a few things I jotted down to give this some kind of, we have segments. One of them will be Vine of the Week for, Vine. We still watch Vine compilations, the hour-long ones.
Once a month. It's really great, You just lay in bed and watch an hour of Vine compilations from 2016. It's awesome.
And we always do it, when we need to be up early. We're it's 1:30 at night. We're why not watch an hour thing? And then we're how did it get to 2:30? And then we have Charlie's Choice. I don't really know what that is yet, but I think Charlie will have something for us. And then we'll have Hannah teach a cooking term. I'll ask her a cooking term, and then she'll teach it to us, and you'll take away something from this, if anything. If anything at all. So, I'm going to go to Facebook, and we'll see what people had to ask. So, we just asked for general questions. We didn't have anything specific. Because a few people asked if we were talking about a specific topic or in a certain discussion, but it's just kind of whatever. So, we got a lot of shit.
Just get a feel for this.
A bunch of good shit, not shit.
Yeah.
Well, the first one is from, we have 3 questions from this person. 4 questions, actually. It's from the notorious Brianna Herrera, mother of Charlotte and girlfriend to Skylar Wilson. Skylar, the man Wilson himself.
The one, the only.
Yeah. And then she asked about 30 questions. It's a insecurity thing, I think. She said her first one was normal. She said, "What's your guys' fave memory together? What's your favorite memory with me?"
That's a hard one. Some of my favorite would include...
Some? I thought it was favorite.
In high school, we'd be hanging out in my room and you would pick up random objects and we'd make a crime scene of how I died, and that was really fun. So I'd be laying on the bed and he found floss hanging up to my bed, and that was fun. I like that.
It's a good one. Yeah, I would put a hanger in her mouth and say she fell and the hanger choked her. Stupid shit like that. It made no sense. It was funnier then. I thought it was.
We were just dumb kids, but
it's still pretty funny.
It's just the small things that make you feel young. It's fun.
I don't know what my favorite memory is. I liked when anytime we traveled was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I liked going to Utah. It was Utah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we went to Utah for 2 days just because. That was fun. Utah was really cool.
Any kind of traveling is awesome.
Yeah, because I'd always want to do that. Something I'm like, like if you're like, oh, let's go tonight. I'm like, okay, why not? Let's go.
Yeah, I get into a lot of like moods like that where I'll plan out a whole vacation that we'll never do, but I get moods like that at night. I'll spend like 3 hours booking a trip and figuring everything out, these small details out, and just like, oh, that was fun.
She's an imaginary travel planner.
Yes, if
she's our vacation.
Travel agents were making money, I would be that job. Yeah, for sure.
It's really good. Well, the next one is from Brie Herrera herself. Again, why am I so great? Her next question is, Brie Herrera, do you still love me? Yes. Allegedly. Brie Herrera, are we still friends? So between that, just asking what our favorite memory was to go into this, it seems like she's getting upset with herself or something for asking shitty questions. And so no, we aren't friends. We're best friends.
Aww.
Are you still friends with her?
She's my sister, so...
No.
There's your answer. Just kidding, I love you, Brie.
Then we have one from Abby Korstein. Oh, fuck, I don't even know this. It's Kortson. How do you say that? I've never said her name out loud. It's Abby Kortson, right? I've always
Kortson.
Kortson. I've always known you, Abby. I've never said your name out loud. Or her last name, at least. She said, what is it like moving away from your family? Issues you ran into that you didn't think of? You can go first.
Well, in high school, I wanted to move out of state for sure. That was my goal, was to get out of this small town Maricopa.
Get out of this town.
Gotta get out of this town, you know, like every other high schooler. So I made it like my duty to get scholarship out of state, and I did, and I dragged Kyle along.
I fucking hate it here. I want to leave.
Yeah, I put a ring on it, and then I made him move to Vegas with me. But it was definitely a challenge, but it was fun, and I highly recommend it for anyone just to go out of state and get away from your family for a little bit. Not because, like, you hate them, but it's really just nice to live in another state that you've never been in and kind of do a little experience there, you know, work and go to school and whatnot. But ultimately, we came back to Maricopa, the town that we wanted to get out of. Get out
of this town!
Yep, we came back, and it's more just for family than anything. I think we really missed our families a lot. It was fun, but family's everything at the end of the day, and we didn't have any in Vegas.
Yeah. I was more scared because I'm not very adventurous by nature. I like being safe and knowing where I'm comfortable. So it was weird leaving, but I was like, if it's with Hannah, I'll be okay. So like, if it was by myself, I'd be like fucking terrified, but because it was Hannah, and then Bree moved with us, and that was nice that we were able to help her out. So it was like we had a tiny little family when we left.
Yeah.
That is where we got Charlie, so that was a good part of moving. It was cool. I miss it more now that I'm back. I didn't realize how different it was, and once we did it, like I was like, oh, this isn't that big of a deal living away from everyone, but now that we're back here, I'm like, damn, we were just out in Vegas living, like we were doing good. And we're doing good now, but felt very different just being individual people, and it's nice being back home and everything, but it's just kind of, you can't make excuses as much now that we're in town with all our family, which isn't bad, but like in Vegas, like they're not gonna come visit us. Like I could sit at home, like go home from work, do schoolwork, just play video games. Me and Hannah go laze around for a day.
You feel more obligated to do things,
yeah,
which I'm not hating on whatsoever, and I love my family, but it's getting back into that is hard because, you know, we're
doing something every weekend. Like, yes. We don't get a lot of free time to do nothing, which isn't, like, it's cool. Like, all the stuff we do love doing, but it's super nice to just get up and you know you're not going anywhere that day. Yeah. Like, I can sit on my ass and play video games for, like, 6 hours. The most I've played now in one sitting is, like, 2 or 3 hours maybe, but even then it's just you and me, and usually I would do it like when you were at work and I had a day off, but now I'm either like at my parents or helping your mom,
or we could just plan things. Yeah, like I can say, tomorrow we're both off, let's go do this across town, and now it's like, not that we can't do that, it just always seems like there's something. It's
a trade-off, but I'm glad we came back. I guess it says issues you ran into that you didn't think of. I guess that was the
car.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like both all our cars broke down. So I had
within a week.
It was my first car, and then Hannah had her first car. She had a big old truck. She had a F-150, 2006 or something. I had a 98 Pontiac Sunfire, and then Bree had a Nissan Altima. It was like 2012, something like that. Yeah. And in like the span of 3 days, my car didn't work in the cold for whatever reason. I think it was a fuel pump thing. Like it would not start in the cold weather. It'd have to be like above 50 degrees. Hannah's truck was held together with fucking duct tape. So everyone said like, oh, I'm surprised you made it out here. It could have like fucking broke down. I'm like, oh, we went on a lot of trips.
Yeah, we went back and forth from Arizona with that truck. Yeah. And they told us it should have broke down the first trip.
Yeah. So my car's out of commission due to the weather because it was cold. It was like in January or something. And we had moved out in September. So we were out there for a few months. And then Hannah's truck broke down on her way to school. Oh, wait, no. So first, Bree's car broke down, like her steering lock.
2 days later.
Yeah, her steering wheel was just locked and she couldn't turn it on. The push to start wasn't working. And so we're like, shit. It's like, oh, well, we still have Hannah's car. She can drive you to work, Bree. So Bree took her to work that morning. I was sleeping. So I was going to take my car to work later because my car would work later in the day when it was warmer. And I get a call from Hannah at like 8 in the morning going to school. She's like, my car shut off while I was driving. And so she got towed back. And so we had a Meineke across the street. Literally, you could see it from our bedroom window. So all 3 of our cars were over there getting worked on. We had no vehicles because my car just wouldn't start after a while. So we had to walk to work and a bunch of shit. And we didn't expect that just because we had nobody. Like, we could have asked friends at work, but we were still pretty new. So we didn't ask for rides. And me and Hannah would walk to work and stuff. And
yeah.
That kind of sucked because that was kind of where we were like, oh my God, I almost want to go home because it sucks so bad.
Yeah, that was a big, like, challenge for us. And that was like a make it or break it moment, I felt like, is the fight or flight, and we fought. Because it was just so expensive. We didn't know how we were going to pay to like get a car. We didn't know how we were going to fix those cars, or like if they were going to be able to, if we could afford the repairs, or if we wanted to put more money into these old cars, because they lasted a pretty long time for old vehicles. But that was probably the biggest like obstacle we hit. The rest of the stuff was kind of easy. Like if we ever had like money problems, we never really did, but we were able to figure it out. We never had any like life-changing shit where we couldn't pay rent or anything. Like we were always pretty stable because we had good jobs pretty early on. I think we did well. Yeah, there's like a saying that like I always go by, and it never really hit me hard until after we moved out and we were on our own, but somehow, some way, everything always works out. And like I live by that like today because never fails. Somehow, some way, it'll work out. And that's the awesome thing about having awesome family and friends, and it all gets sorted out. Yeah,
I miss our Vegas friends a lot because we were there for 2 years, and then after that they would have done anything for us, and that made it easier too. It's because we didn't have our family, but they were like families. We would go eat with them, and because me and Hannah worked at the same place. We both worked at Wyndham. We would hang out with like everybody. We all knew each other, so that was kind of like our little family there. But
yeah, that's another thing. We were very, very fortunate. Kyle and I worked together here in Maricopa in high school at Copper Sky together as lifeguards, and then when we moved to Vegas, we were kind of sad that we weren't going to be able to work together anymore, and we were really, really fortunate in getting the same jobs at the same place in the same department. And after 6 months, I left to food and beverage, but we still continued to work at the same resort, which was great and worked out for our car issues because we got a carpool all the time to work.
Yeah, that's a good thing about being in Vegas. There's Ubers and Lyfts all over the place. So if we ever had to, because we only lived like not that far away. It was like 5 minutes to drive there. So it was like a 20-minute walk or something.
Yeah, our first apartment, the first year we lived in Vegas, was not that far. It was like a mile away from our work. So
yeah, we were right next to the airport. We were in some shitty apartments, but it was fun. It was like
really
ghetto.
Fun.
It was like
sketchy, but and hearing cops every single night and running into a lot of issues, but it was really, really fun. You got to have those crappy moments in life, I feel like, and those are the best. Those are the best memories.
Yeah, I put like a $5 bill in that 7-Eleven that was literally across our street. It was like part of the Meineke parking lot we could see from our window, and I bring a $5 over there and make like $7, and I'm like, fuck yeah, and I get
$2.
Some shitty 40 and walk home. I was like, this ghetto living's kind of cool.
Pretty fun.
Yeah. I hope that answers your question, Abby. Next question is from Skylar, the man with the plan, Wilson. It says, I'd like to hear both of your thoughts on Smash Mouth's All-Star the Musical, No, This Isn't Made Up, and how it might be. And then he goes to send a flyer with all this. It's called All-Star, Music and Lyrics by Smash Mouth, and it's a musical on Broadway. That's fucking ridiculous. Smash Mouth is pretty memey. It's kind of a meme, but that's cool. They make musicals out of anything. They had a Shrek musical, so I felt like that was the Smash Mouth musical. Basically.
I was just about to say that. Like, I'd feel like Shrek would be involved somehow. Yeah. With that, but
I'd go see it. I maybe it's actually good.
You know, I was looking at this flyer, Skylar, and I saw it's this Thursday, and you know, I was kind of thinking for a second when I first saw it, I was like, you know, it'd be really cool if we actually saw this, so we can actually talk about it.
That'd be fucking ridiculous.
But not going to be able to make it to New York City by Thursday. But, you know, actually, I would give it a try. I'd go see it, you know, if tickets weren't too much. Now, if they were a lot, that really wouldn't be my top priority theater and musical to go see, but
I have high hopes for it because I know Skylar watched it. I'm assuming he watched it since he told me about it. Yeah. The Shrek Retold on YouTube. If you haven't seen that yet, it's like 2
hours.
Yeah, it's the whole first. It's Shrek, the first movie, the whole movie, but it was remade by 200 artists. So it's live action. There's cartoon bits. There's CGI bits, but it's just it's a whole movie made by like 200 artists, where each artist gets like 10 seconds or so to just like do their little part. And so they had covers of Smash Mouth songs in there, and they were pretty good covers.
They were really good, actually. Like,
yeah, so I think it would translate to a musical well if they did the songs.
Enough, they had some really good songs. They did some acoustic covers and
an 80s cover at the end for I Saw Her Face.
I thought watching this Shrek redone by 200 YouTubers was going to be really like disastrous, but it was actually surprisingly pretty good. Like,
it was really good. I'd watch it again. It was like
there's some parts where I feel like I have a major headache watching with some of these like animators and stuff, but it's really cool to actually like see that all these different creators and people from around the world came together to make a Shrek. But it was actually really good, and like it's a good concept, I feel like.
Oh no, yeah, and it's like it just shows how much you can do with film and how much a film impacts people.
Like,
well, yeah, it's just
that's insane. We can do that now, you know.
Well, just like you never hear about that at any other point if it wasn't for the internet. This is something that couldn't exist without the internet. Like there wouldn't be groups of 200 people getting together to remake like Michael Keaton's Batman in like the 90s or something. Like it'd just be like, because there's no memes without the internet, so it wouldn't be the same thing. But yes, I would go see the Smash Mouth.
A little cringy, but yeah, I would too.
I think the covers would actually, I guess they're not covers, but like the different renditions, I think
I'm just really curious what the story is, though. I mean, they can't just be singing the whole time, so what's the plot? Is it a girl? Is it a boy? Are they all stars? What are they, you know?
Well, it looks a book they wrote a fucking book. What? Well, it's like a girl on the poster, like standing, like you can tell she's like in a farm because there's some corn and there's an old shitty windmill and she's standing on a red truck. So I feel like she's a small town girl and she becomes an all-star.
She's just trying to get out of this town.
Yeah.
Just like us.
She's living in a lonely world. All right. Thanks, Skylar, man with the plan. His second name is Dan Wilson.
I'm really curious how you found that, though, Skylar.
Must be being promoted well.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right. Next question is from our lovely friend, Becky Check. Becky Check. She said, what does it feel like to own a house at such a young age? Some people never get in a position to buy a home, period. Well, Becky, I think it is scary because it's definitely defining the next couple years of your life. You gotta stick in this shit. But I don't know. It's really cool. I enjoy it, and I feel fortunate to be able to do it. Yeah, it is definitely like, it seems, I don't know, like a lot of friends our age right now have bought in houses. I just think, obviously, it's just the market and stuff right now.
I think there are a lot of people buying houses.
Like, yeah, not a lot, but just like a few people our age being able to do it. And like, they have like similar jobs to, well, you have like a fucking career. You're a teacher now. But like most of them have just like I don't know, like they don't have like none of them are like a fucking manager of a corporation or anything. I don't know. Like they're not.
Yeah,
It's
and
very,
the reason why though is because here in Maricopa, the prices to rent are very, very close to the prices of paying a mortgage. So that's kind of ultimately what happened with us was we were gonna rent for a year, and we saw how much it was for rent for a 3-bedroom house, and I was like, well, we could just buy our own house and make it ours. And I think when it came down to it, is more of an investment rather than. I mean, we only rented for 2 years, but you never get that money back. You never see it again. So
Hannah's all about investments. She's from Shark Tank.
No, but no, but definitely the younger you are, I mean, the better it is. And we were really, really fortunate to like get in such a good position to get a house. That's not everyone, and we're really lucky for our age to be able to do that. So we're really grateful about that. But we had a great realtor. Like, I really was intimidated with the whole mortgage and like getting a house. You know, I've never really been through that process, and that was the easiest thing I've ever done in my life. Like, he just totally helped us out looking at houses. It was fun. Yeah. If anyone's looking for a realtor, I have a recommendation.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And even like our realtor said, like, it's like, yeah, it usually doesn't go this smoothly. So I think we were pretty lucky all together that everyone was cooperating. Like, we did get a counter when we put in our offer, but it wasn't anything big. They didn't like shit on us. Like, no, they were just like, okay, we won't do this one thing, but everything else is fine. Like, okay. Because there's plenty of people that like have disputes and fight and lose houses just because they can't agree on the counter offer or they don't want to stop it, Charlie. So I think we were really lucky everything went so smoothly and everyone was just ready to cooperate and everyone was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And it moved the process along a lot faster. Like stuff that they said would like, oh, this might be a few weeks. Like, oh, they got back to us 3 days later.
And I think our, the person that was selling this house was, I think they either went down with the buyer and then backed out. So I think they really just wanted to sell the house as quick as possible because he was renting it out. So we were really lucky with that because they put new carpet in, they painted the inside, and then they had to paint the outside of the house. So it turned out really, really great.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. And like anyone that like really knows us knows kind of we're a lot, I don't know, I feel like we're a little bit more mature and
yeah, man. I'm not. You are. I'm pretty.
Well, like I think we kind of know what we want in life at such a young age, which is pretty cool to like be able to do that. And not that like we don't want to like still have fun and like travel and be dumb and stuff. Like of course we want to do that still.
Smoke crack.
No, but I think that like had a lot to do with it too, you know, like we really knew we wanted to get a house, so we went out and we got a house. And that's kind of just how we've always been go-getters, I guess. Get what we want.
Get what you want.
In reason.
Yeah. Now we're going to Instagram because we ran out of Facebook questions. First is from Greg Mann. He said, looks bleak in the comment section. Well, no shit. You could have asked a question there, bud. Next. Who's your fave sister? This is from Little Ginger Brie, which is aka Brie Herrera again. And Maddie York, Hannah's cousin, answered this question. That's Kayla. Duh. Yes, my favorite sister is Kayla. Sorry, Brie. We can be best friends, but you can't be my favorite sister too. Thank you. She's wasting my fucking time with this. And then my Aunt Vicky, she asked a lot of questions. Lots of variety in this. It sounds like she's on like Apple message board asking questions to users. But that's okay. She said, how often should one clean out their iCloud? After backing up my Mac onto a hard drive, how do I create space on my Mac the fastest? Do you get more bang for your buck by deleting photos and videos? Well, I don't So on your iCloud, you can archive older photos, so that doesn't take up as much space if you start archiving stuff. That's how Google Photos works.
Say I love Google.
Well, yeah, because all of them it's all just cloud-based services. So at some
Google
point,
you don't pay for, so it's awesome.
You will at a certain point. If you like use so much storage. But how do I create space on my Mac the fastest? So it's just taking all the shit you don't need off. You can go to your... I haven't used a Mac in forever, but like just go into your settings. You can defragment your computer. That helps it run faster too. It's not so much a storage thing. You can optimize your space. Once you back up all your photos, I delete them off my computer once they're backed up into the cloud. Just make sure you know your cloud passwords, or it doesn't matter where you put them. Make sure you know your passwords. You do get more bang for your buck by deleting your photos and videos. If you store everything on your hard drives, like unless you get a new hard drive and just keep a hard drive of photos, it takes a lot of space fast. And at some point, you're gonna fill up your iCloud unless you pay like the fucking $50 for a trillion terabytes. I slowly delete photos I know I'm never going to look at again. I'm kind of a picture hoarder. Like, I have a OneDrive that's full of the free trial, which is like, forgot how many gigabytes. And so I just went over to Google Photos and I keep filling stuff up. So I'm kind of a hoarder, so I'm not the best at it. I just keep them off my device, though. I use Google Photos a lot. I don't use any Apple stuff anymore.
I have 800 on my camera album.
Dude, clear that shit out.
600 screenshots. 200 downloads.
Get rid of it. It's all on your fucking Google
300
Photos.
from the Messenger.
Just Vicky, have it automatically back up from your
Snapchat.
phone. I'm assuming you do, but always have it automatically back it up to your iCloud so you can delete it. Like, I have an SD card too, so I don't even keep it on my phone storage. SD cards are good too. Keep flash drives and shit too. I have 1,000 flash drives with like projects and stuff, but I only have 148 photos because I always clean up my photos.
I don't like cleaning out my photos though, because you know that one time you want to like show someone a photo,
yeah, but it's not worth it.
And you don't have it.
Yeah, and that's
what a great feeling to have it, and you could just go and find it.
Yeah,
it's the memory thing.
Yeah, good luck going through the whole thing, and you're gonna scroll past it 7 times and not notice it.
But I have a hard time letting go of photos.
It's not letting go. It's in your cloud. You just open up your Google Photos app.
The cloud. Then everyone has it.
You just open up your Google Photos app, dude.
I don't know. There's something. Yeah, no.
Vicky's next question is, what is the best app to use between an Apple phone and an Android if you want to see a person you're calling? Facebook, or parentheses, FaceTime in the iPhone world. I say if you have Facebook, it's Messenger's easier, the FaceTiming on there. So obviously Skype is what most people would say, but Google has a thing called Duo or whatever, Google Duo, and it's just like specifically made for that reason. It's like Android FaceTime, and it's compatible with FaceTime on iPhones, I believe, but Google Duo is like, that's what that's for. So anyone on an Android has Google Duo, and I believe you can just FaceTime them, or you have to get Google Duo too. So Google Duo is the best alternative. It usually comes pre-installed if you have an Android phone, and I don't know about iPhones, but that's probably the best one. But pretty much any like social media thing has like a calling thing now. Like on Instagram, you could do like an 8-way call for some reason, because you think you're gonna get any word in doing that. But yeah, I'd say Google Duo. Did you have any input?
No.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Is it easier to... Another one from Vicky. Sounds like she's having a lot of problems at home. Is it easier to back up photos using Google Photos? It's the same process, so just imagine if you want to store more photos, just throw them on there. You can set it to back up those photos too. And then she said in a separate comment, easier than iCloud. I was like, I don't know if it's easier than... they're both cloud services, so I don't really know if it's easier or not. I don't know. I'm sure it's the same thing. You just set to back up whenever, so... I think they both have the thing where like picks up faces too, so they'll make albums of every picture with a face, or every picture like outdoors or whatever. So you could type in like trees and it'll bring you up every picture of trees you have, which is kind of creepy. But that's that. Okay, that's enough of the tech questions. Vicky asked, why do you like the Red Hot Chili Peppers? Is it because they can sell music even though they don't actually sing words? I like the Red Hot Chili Peppers because they touch every genre. They've spanned so many years and they're still very good. I got obsessed with them like end of middle school, early high school, which is pretty late. But I got like super into them. Like I would just read about them all the time. I got Anthony Kiedis' book. I have all their albums on CD. I want to get them all on vinyl. And obviously Anthony has his little scat thing. Ding dong ding dong ding. I mean, that's kind of a dumb question because like rappers sell music and half the time you don't know what the fuck they're saying. So I think they're great because they're timeless, and I like their music, even though if they're all about California half the time. I still like them a lot. They're my favorite band, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of like the main reason I like them. I guess it's just the same reason anyone likes music when they're in like high school and stuff, is like you probably listen to it during like an emotional time, and so you have like that weird nostalgic sad connection with it, you know? And I've listened to them my whole life. They're always really good. And then they have so much, like every album has a different feel, so it's always cool to listen to it.
They're your band.
Yeah, it makes me think of different stuff when I listen to it. Because I've listened to every one of their songs like 1,000 fucking times. Do you like the Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah. Not as much as you do, but
yeah.
I do like them.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah, they're a good band.
I just don't like Danny California just because that's the radio song and I hear that all the time. And I hate that. That's the only one song I don't like, and that's the radio's fault. I hate that song.
Any band that and the radio overplays their song, it's annoying.
Yeah. Hey, Charles. Oh, here's a question aimed towards Hannah from Vicky. She asks, when baking bread, is it always best to buy new yeast and bread flour? What is the best bread flour? That's all the time we have. I'm just kidding.
I mean, I don't know how old yours is, but
you got old bread?
Obviously, you don't want it like years and years and years old, but I mean, yeast lasts a long time, and so does flour. I mean, it lasts a really long time. I think the most important thing with flour, depending on what you're making, is that you're using the right flour, because there's different kinds of flours. There's AP flour, which is all-purpose, which we use for a lot of different things, but
there's tulips, there's roses,
there's pastry flour.
Oh.
There's lots of different kinds of flours out there, so just make sure you're using the right one for whatever you're trying to make. So if you're trying to do pastries or something like that, you want to use pastry. AP flour is a little bit more dense and heavier, but so it really just depends on what you're trying to make and accomplish out of it. Flour, I don't really have a favorite flour. One of my like sad regrets / I couldn't really do though in college was I really wanted to take more like baking and pastry classes and like chocolate classes and stuff like that, but I was getting my savory degree, so culinary arts degree, not baking and pastry degree, so I was not allowed to venture off of my degree program, so I was only allowed to take
Get the fuck back here!
Yeah, I was only allowed to take one baking and pastry class, which made me really sad because in high school I did a lot of baking and pastry, and now it's nationals for baking, so I love baking, and I wish I could have learned more about it, but I wasn't allowed to venture off my path. So I do want to go back to college and take a couple more classes with that, so I can learn more about baking and pastry. But yeah, I don't have a particular like favorite. Just whatever. Make sure you're using the right flour for the right recipe. That's the big thing.
They wouldn't let you venture off. It's so strange to hear.
Yeah, like take my money, let me do it, dude. You know, but it's the big man. They said no, so.
Hannah would go over to the pastry area, and like that big hook that pulls someone off stage came out and just yanked her away. That's silly.
I took one baking and pastry class, and the thing that sucks was it was literally fundamentals of baking and pastry. So pretty much everything I learned in high school with competition stuff I learned in that class. So my chef was really cool about kind of just letting me do other things than what like they were doing, but I really wish I could take like a chocolate class because I always thought that was interesting, like the sugars, and artisan breads and stuff like that, but I really just never got the chance to do it. So I will get to it eventually.
That's a good question. So what questions we have? What do you want to talk about? Because we got a few good ones, a few good questions. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Well, I think it's time for our next segment, which is Charlie's Choice. So, what's a choice that Charlie's made lately that you found questionable, Hannah?
What?
Oh my god.
Like,
I have one that I know.
What?
Charlie made the choice when I was sitting down and I was drinking some orange juice before I went to work today. And he came over and he was cuddling, and then he dipped his whole fucking tail in the juice. Like, it looked like it was super intentional. He made that choice. He made the choice to put his tail in my juice, and it really upset me.
Have you talked to him about it?
I tried to, but
Well, we're right here on the podcast, so you know what? Let's solve this issue.
Okay. Charlie, he's right next to me. Charlie, I didn't like that you did that, and I want you to apologize.
How do you feel about that? How'd that make you feel, Kyle?
Made me feel sad, but he's cute and he's purring, so I feel like he, I don't know. I feel like he's sorry. Are you sorry, Charlie?
I think he gets no treats for 5 days.
And that's Charlie's choice. He made that choice.
Charlie's choice.
What's our next segment, Hannah? Do you want to teach us a cooking term, or do you want to...
By the way, guys, Charlie's like our kid. We don't have children, and he's our only pet that we have, and he's a gray, long-haired cat, so he's like our little angel, and he could do no wrong in our eyes.
I'll put a little picture of him in the video.
Yeah, we got him from like a humane society when he was 6 months old, and we've had him ever since, and he's just a little angel, and we love him with all of our hearts, and he has so much personality.
Everybody likes him when he comes over. He always goes and rubs up against everyone.
Yes.
We're not the lying people who say our mean cat's nice. He's actually nice.
Yeah, he's not mean at all. He's really loving. But yeah, so he's our little boy. So we've had him for like 2 years. Yeah, 2 years in October, so he'll be 3 in April.
So he's as much of a star of this podcast as us. Hopefully one day we can get a good meow from him, so you can know he's here. Hannah, teach us a cooking term. It's the next segment, Hannah's cooking term of the day.
Oh.
Teach a term that you know most people don't fucking know.
Okay, so one of the first things we teach our students is mise en place.
I only know that because I worked at a Chipotle. So
Good.
I am an experienced chef.
So for those of you who don't know, mise en place is 3 words. It's M-I-S-E space E-N space P-L-A-C-E. Mise en place. This is a French term for, and it literally means put into place. And so we teach this to our kids when they first get into the kitchen. Mise en place. So whatever it is that we're doing, it's to have all the ingredients ready. So we're not running around the kitchen like while we're cooking. So we're not sauteing something and like half the recipe's not there and we have to go grab it. It's kind of keeps the kitchen organized. So a lot of times when we mise en place, if we're doing a big project, they'll mise en place one day and then the next day they'll cook it. So like today they mise en place cookies, made ginger cookies. So they got all their ingredients, their flour, their ginger, ground cloves, all that kind of stuff together on their table. Then you start to cook. So that way they're not running around with their heads cut off and everything there in your reach. But yeah, it's helps to be organized. So we learn it in college too. It's a good term, mise en place. Put into place. Yes.
Can you mise en place anything? Or is it only in the kitchen? Could I use that like in an office setting?
Yeah, it literally means to put into place. So,
but just popularized by like kitchen etiquette or kitchen
slang.
slang.
So if you're like preparing something, you want to have everything there and done, and so you're not like having to go do stuff, because if you walk away then you're gonna burn something or whatnot. So I like it. I'm very organized. For those of you who don't know me, I like to be organized and whatnot, so it's good. It's good to have. It makes it go, you work more efficiently. time management and stuff. So
That's good.
yeah, mise en place.
I like that. All right. So our next segment is Vine of the Week. So, what do you think is a Vine of the Week for this week? What's a Vine you very much enjoy? You'd like the viewers to see?
Isn't Vine dead?
Is it what? Stop it! No,
But,
coming back. It's coming back.
They're not really Vines right now, right? Because they're not on Vines. They're
But
just small videos.
They
right?
were Vines though. I'm talking about actual Vines. We're bringing up some Vines. Maybe
like old ones.
Yeah, like
Oh,
they were
okay.
on Vine, dude. That's what I'm saying.
It's a good one. Okay.
Did you know the creator? He's making a new one called Byte. It's BYTE. But
lame.
no, because I
Vine 2, bring it back.
It is Vine 2. He just named it something different. I signed up for it to be a creator on it.
Oh, you're so cute.
Fuck you, dude. Maybe we don't need your Vine. Get out of here.
That's fine.
Do a good one.
That
one sucks.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
I gotta think about it though. I don't know.
You don't have one?
Not right now.
Off the top of your head, dude?
No.
You're always quoting them.
Really? Am I really?
It's okay for, speech. It's just Vines.
I think I'm gonna go with the classic. With the girl with the glasses, the big hair. She's like...
With Aha playing in the
yeah,
background?
and then she turns and looks at the camera.
Yes,
Classic one.
That was a good one.
That was 5 years ago.
I'm gonna say the one where the kids I don't know the names of the kids, but they're like the housewives, and he's like, "I won't hesitate, bitch."
It's a good one.
Because I forgot her name, Melissa. Melissa, it's not what you think. He's like, "I won't hesitate, bitch." That one's good. That's probably my Vine of the week.
Yeah, that kid's good.
This is our protest. We'll keep doing Vines of the week until Vine is back in our phones.
Bring Vine back.
You hear that, Mr. Vine?
2019, bring it back.
It can't be Byte. It has to be Vine. Doesn't count. All right. Well, we think that's enough for this episode. Maybe there'll be more if you guys care or even like listening to us talk. I'm kind of stuffy, so my voice is probably gross to listen to. But I enjoyed this. This was fun. It's easy. You're just going to kind of relax and talk like we talk anyway. So this is fun. I like it. What do you think?
Yeah.
Would you want to do another episode if people liked it?
Yeah.
Cool. We'll get little graphics and songs. I don't know when this will go up.
Hannah approved.
Hannah approved. I'll put the Hannah meme on the video.
No, you will
Yes,
not.
I fucking will. Hannah's a meme, dude. We have a lot of pictures of her.
I am not. I'm a person. I have feelings.
So are all memes.
Oh.
Well, see you guys later. Thanks for listening and thanks for your questions. I don't know when this will go up, but hopefully soon.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.